everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And I hope you all are doing great and staying healthy. So, in today's video, I'm going to discuss a very important and interesting topic. The topic of today's lecture is sense organs and receptors. You have already studied what sense organs are in your earlier classes. So, in this lecture, we will take one step further and talk about receptors and how they work with sense organs. So, sense organs are tools your body uses every single second to understand what is happening around you. There are so many things happening around us every moment, like hot weather, cold weather, sounds, light. So our sense organ sense these changes, detect them, and send message to the brain. And then the brain send message to the body, and we respond accordingly. And now receptors are special type of cell present inside sense organs. Their main job is to detect changes or stimuli from the environment. Let me give you a simple example. Okay. Suppose you are sitting in a dark room and suddenly someone turns on the light. What do you do? I mean, you immediately close your eyes. This happens because the receptors in your eyes detect the sudden light and send a signal to your brain, which tells your eyes to react and protect themselves. Okay, let's talk another example. Imagine you are sitting in your classroom or office and someone walks by wearing perfume. So you instantly notice the fragrance. That's because the receptor in your nose detect the fragrance and send that information to your brain. So in simple words, the receptors are like messengers. They receive signal from the outside world and send them to the brain so your body can take the right action. So let's talk about nose. Our nose is the sense organ that helps us detect smells, whether they are pleasant, like the fragrance of flower, or unpleasant. Inside the nose, there are special olfactory receptors located high up in the nasal cavity. These receptors detect odorant molecules present in the air and send signal to the brain telling us what we are smelling. But sometimes when your nose is blocked due to cold or thick mucus, these receptors cannot detect smell properly. That's because the mucus forms a barrier between the odorant molecule and the receptors. As a result, your sense of smell becomes weak or stop working until your nose clears. In short, the receptors in your nose are like tiny detectors. They help you enjoy good smells and also alert you to bad ones. Now, the next is tongue, the sense organ that helps us enjoy the taste of food. So, in this video on the screen, you can see a pregnant woman eating something delicious. And just by looking at her expression, you can tell how much she is enjoying the taste. Whether it is the sweetness of chocolate, the bitterness of bitter gourd, or the sourness of lemon. All these tastes are detected by our tongue. But the question is, how does this happens? So our tongue contains special gustatory receptors grouped inside a structure called taste buds. And these taste buds are located all over the surface of tongue. When you eat something, the food dissolves in your saliva and enters the taste bud. The receptors inside the taste buds detect the specific taste like sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and then a message is sent from the taste bud to the brain through nerves, and brain receives this message, process it, and label the taste, telling you, yes, this is sweet, this is bitter, this is salty. So in simple words, your receptors do the sensing, your taste buds send the message, and your brain does the understanding. Okay. Now, here is something very interesting. Most people don't even realize that a big part of what you taste actually come from your nose, not from your tongue. Yes, while your tongue can detect the basic taste like sweet, salty, sour, bitter, but the real flavor, the richness, the details, the identity of food mostly comes from your olfactory receptors in the nose. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine you are eating a tasty chocolate cake. Your tongue tell you it is sweet, but how do you know it is a chocolate and not vanilla or coffee? That's because your nose smells the chocolate. When you chew, tiny smell particles or odorant molecules go up to your nose, and your nose receptors catch the smell and send it to your brain. And the brain then puts both things together, sweet taste from your tongue and the chocolate smell from your nose, and says, yes, it's a chocolate cake. But if your nose is blocked, you won't smell much, and the cake may just taste sweet, not like chocolate. The next sense organ is our eyes, one of the most amazing sense organs. Our eyes helps us see the beautiful world around us, the colors, the shapes, the light. But have you ever wondered how we actually see all these? It's all thanks to special receptors present inside our eyes called rods receptors and cones receptors. Look at this beautiful tree in the video. Notice the fresh green and yellow leaves. We are able to enjoy these amazing colors because of the cone receptors in our eyes. These cone receptors are located in the retina, and they work best in bright light. Their job is to detect different colors, and that's how we see and enjoy the colorful world around us. Now, watch this. I'm showing you the same tree, but in black and white. Looks dull, right? This is what the world would look like without cone receptors. No color at all, just shades of gray. Like watching an old black and white movie. That's how important these cones receptors are. Okay. So if there is no cone receptor, you can't enjoy the colorful world. You cannot detect the colors around you. Now let's move to the next part. Imagine you are sitting in a theater and the light just turned off. In this moment, another type of receptors inside your eyes becomes active. These are called rod receptors. Rod receptors helps us see in dim light or darkness. They detect color. Sorry, they don't detect color, but they allow us to see shapes and movement when it's dark. So, in a dark theater, thanks to Rhodes receptors, you can still see what's going on, even if everything looks a bit gray or blurry. So, in simple words, cone receptors are responsible for colors, but rod receptors helps you see in darkness. And now imagine if both a rod receptor and cones receptors are damaged or missing. So your eyes would not be able to detect light or color at all. That's what leads to complete blindness. So next time you enjoy a colorful view or watch something in the dark, just remember your eye receptors are working silently every moment to make it all possible. Now let's talk about our ears and the receptors inside them that helps us in two amazing ways. These receptors are found in two different parts of the ear, and each part has a unique job. First, I'm going to show you a video of a flowing river. Please listen carefully to the sound. I hope you all heard the sound of flowing water. You were able to hear it because of the hair cell receptors in the cochlea. These receptors pick up vibration from sound like this and send message to your brain so you can hear and understand them. But these same receptors are also found in vestibular system of the ear that helps us keep our balance. Have you ever spun around quickly and then when you stop felt dizzy and unsteady? This happened because these special receptors are still sending message to your brain about the movement of your head, even after you have stopped moving. It's just like when you turn off a fan, the fan doesn't stop spinning right away, right? It keeps moving for a second before coming to a stop. In the same way, when you stop spinning, your inner ear takes a little time to realize that the movement has stopped. During that time, your brain get mixed signal and you feel dizzy and unsteady. If these receptors didn't work properly, simple thing like walking in a straight line, standing without falling, or keeping your balance while moving would become very hard. You might easily lose your balance and fall. These special receptors are called hair receptors, hair cell receptors. Now, let's talk about skin. Skin is the largest sense organ in our body. Have you ever touched something hot like a cup of tea or felt a chill when stepping outside on a winter morning? That's because your skin can detect both heat and cold. So, thanks to special receptors called thermoreceptors, these receptors are spread throughout the skin and constantly monitor the temperature around. Okay. In this video, you see how the woman is sweating. That's a response from the body. When the thermoreceptors detect heat, they send signal to the brain and the body reacts by sweating to cool itself down. That's how smart your skin is. Now look at this another clip. A woman wearing warm clothes during winter. Why is she doing that? Because her skin senses the cold through the thermoreceptors, and the brain tells her body it needs warmth. So she puts on warm clothes to protect herself. Now let's talk about pain. Like when you accidentally touch something sharp or too hot, This pain is detected by another type of receptor in the skin called nociceptors, also known as pain receptors. These receptors act like warning system. The moment they sense danger, like injury, extreme pressure, or harmful temperatures, they quickly send signal to your brain so you can react and protect yourself. So in simple words, thermoreceptors helps you feel hot and cold, and nociceptors help you feel pain and stay safe. Together, they make your skin more than just a covering. They turn it into a smart system that protects you from danger